Hello and welcome to this video. We're going to be talking about negotiation anchors. What you can do to place your anchors and what you should do when somebody else is trying to place an anchor on you. Before we move on, I'd like to give you a case study that we'll be focused on for the rest of the video. And right now I want to give you the quick overview of what the case study is, so therefore you can make good judgments as we go along throughout the video. Now, you are on the charity committee that needs to decide next year's budget that you are going to be allocating to the charities of the organisation of choice. Now, you know that there is 500,000 available to be spent or given to charities. You also know that last year 200,000 was given out of the budget, and therefore you're free to decide how much money you should allocate this year. However, your boss has contacted you and they said that because of the financial position of the company, they'd like you to help out the bottom line. The question is then, how much would you allocate to the charities this year? Now, it might be a good moment to pause the video and write your answer down. Okay? So now we can see that if you've allocated your answers closer to 200,000, therefore you've been anchored by the information given to you in the previous slide. Now, if your answer was closer to 500,000, therefore you weren't anchored and you used the full extent of the budget. What this shows is good anchors can sway you to the direction that the other person wants you to be swayed, i.e., in this case, is that it's your boss that's asked you to not to spend too much money on charity, and most likely, most people would go with 200,000, the same as last year. Why? Because it's what we've allocated before, and we still have some money left for next year's budget, etc., etc. It's a very good way of safeguarding what's happened previously, not by not giving less, but also to keep a large portion of money left to help out with the finances of the company. So as you can see, an anchor is a number that's given in a negotiation which has a higher weighting than anything else that comes after that. So it's very important to place your anchor strategically and well in your negotiation. For that reason, when you go to negotiate for a car or a house, it's very important what your first offer is, because that is your anchor to where you're going to be moving from. The other side will then have to move you from that position. Equally, it might be that you are being anchored, and therefore you have to move the other side to where you want to be. So you can see there that anchoring is real. It has real negotiation power, or it has real power in the negotiation. And as you saw earlier in the example, it's just the little pieces of information can move you a long way to making a decision that's favorable to one side or the other. Having a well-placed anchor in your negotiation increases your chance of success exponentially, and it cannot be understated. So, what do you do if you have been anchored? Well, the solution is pretty simple. You don't reinforce it. For example, somebody says, well, I want 15,000 for the car. You'll say, 15,000? No, not 15,000. 15,000, that's a crazy number. What made you come up with 15,000? Well, all you've done there is just reinforced the anchor that the person's given you. You don't reinforce it. You move away from it. You park it for later. So okay, well that's a number. Let's discuss it later. Let me have a look at the car, or let's discuss some of the specifics of the deal, whatever it may be. So therefore, you are kind of not discussing, not reinforcing that anchor in your own mind, in your own psychological state. So therefore, you don't come back to thinking to yourself, 15,000. And of course, what you can do is you can set your own anchor. Somebody says, well, I want 15,000 for it. What you could say is, great, this is, you could say, great, I've got some examples where this car is going for 8,000. So clearly, you can see that you can back up your anchor, you can back up your great deal that you are looking to have, and therefore it's almost irrelevant what the other anchor is. It depends on, of course, on the negotiation and what you're negotiating about. It depends on the complexity of the negotiation. It could be the anchor is placed on a very small thing, and then you want to place your anchor on a bigger thing. So therefore, you actually gain a lot more benefit by giving away a small thing, if that makes sense. I would like to give you this quote because I think it highlights the importance of an anchor. We know that they are almost irrelevant. However, they give us a figure to work from. Certainly at an early stage, where you can be swayed into one direction or the other, as we have seen in the example earlier. In summary, make sure you place your anchors in every negotiation that you have to maximize your chances of success. Thank you very much. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.